Criminology and Criminal Justice Careers Night. My name is Janet Ransley and I'm the head of school, and it's a really great pleasure to welcome you all here tonight. Our goal for this event is to give you a glimpse of what studying criminology at Griffith is like and what are some of the career outcomes that studying criminology can lead to. And you're going to hear from me and from some of our graduates and some of our employers about that. But afterwards you're also going to get the opportunity to talk directly to people from some of those agencies. So the plan for tonight is that I'm going to give you an introduction and an overview about criminology and criminal justice studies. You're going to hear from some of our employers and some of our graduates who've gone into a whole range of diverse and different careers. And I think that one of the messages that will come through tonight is that's one of the strengths of a degree like criminology and criminal justice. You're not just training in dentistry to be a dentist or in medicine to be a doctor or in law to be a lawyer. In criminology and criminal justice, you're learning skills and content that can take you through a whole range of different, really exciting and interesting occupations and careers. And you'll hear about some of those tonight. You'll hear from our current student leaders about what studying here is actually like, so that you can know what to anticipate if you come here. And as I said, you'll have the opportunity after the formal session is over in this room to go outside, mingle, have some refreshments and talk directly to some of the people that you've heard from. And so if you've got any burning questions or anything that you want to find out from our guests, or indeed from me or any of the other staff or students who are here tonight, you'll have that opportunity to do that. So just before I start, can I just ask for a show of hands? Put up your hand if you're an existing student in criminology and criminal justice. Oh, okay, so most of you already know what it's like to be studying criminology here, but I know that there are quite a few people here who aren't existing students. So please bear with me if I tell you what you already know in this first part of the session, so that I can let those people get some information about what our program is all about, and then we'll get on to the really interesting stuff. So just shut your eyes, pretend you're in a lecture, not off to sleep for 10 minutes, and then we'll get on to the interesting part. So, in my 10 minutes, I'm just going to try and answer three really easy questions. What is criminology and criminal justice? What kind of career can I have with a degree in criminology and criminal justice? And how can my Griffith Criminology and Criminal Justice degree help me into that career? Because it's all very well saying, oh, I want to be a profiler, or I want to be an intelligence officer. And it's all very well getting the degree, which might get you, which might, you think, lead you into that career, but there are other steps that you need to take. Just getting a degree won't get you into that career path that you want. There's a lot more that you need to that you need to do, and we have a whole lot of processes in place to help our students do those things so that they're as well equipped as they can be when they finish their degree. And we're going to be hearing from the specialist office within Griffith that provides a lot of that help and assistance, the Griffith Careers Office, a little bit later on. So those are the three questions. What is criminology and criminal justice? What sort of career can I have? And how do I turn my degree into that career? So what is criminology and criminal justice? Again, apologies to current students. You've probably seen these pictures about 6 times now, but just bear with me. We really focus on 3 big themes in our degree. The first one is understanding the nature and causes of crime. And I've got crime in inverted commas there because there's a lot of disagreement even about what constitutes crime. By crime, we obviously mean people who murder, assault and steal. Everybody would agree on that. But whether different forms of white-collar crime, whether different forms of fraud, different types of activities online, whether that constitute crime is a really interesting question. We look at the people who commit crimes. Who is a criminal? Why do people commit crimes? And who decides what behaviour is a criminal and how and why does that happen? How is it that something can be not criminal one day and criminal the next? How is it that something can be criminal one day and not criminal the next? So we look at all of those types of questions. We also have a particular focus on understanding and improving the institutions that respond to crime. So here, of course, we're talking about police, courts, corrections, some of the more innovative responses, looking at crime prevention, stopping crime from happening in the first place. How can we work with young children? How can we work with people who've been released from prison to make sure that they don't go back, that they don't recidivate and offend again? So we look at those types of things. And we have a really strong focus in our program on preventing crime. This could be early intervention with young children, it could be reducing opportunities for crime, it could be rehabilitation. Those are the types of things that criminology and criminal justice is all about. So our degree program covers all of those types of things. So we call ourselves a broad-based social science degree. We're interested in everything that contributes to our understanding about crime and criminal justice. This comes from a range of different disciplines, from psychology, sociology, law, politics. We have actually a lot more disciplines than that incorporated in our degree, but that's all I can fit on the page. But we cover a lot of different disciplines. We look at crime causes, events, prevention, criminal justice responses. We also have a really strong focus on generic skills. And by this we mean things that you can use in the workplace to translate your content knowledge into work-ready skills. We have a lot of conversations with employing organisations who tell us that what they want from graduates is people who can come into the workplace and apply their university-based content knowledge in particular ways. They want people who can communicate, whether that's written communication or oral communication. It's absolutely essential to all criminal justice jobs. They want people who can investigate, research, think critically, who can analyse. So we have a strong focus throughout our program on those skills. We offer double degrees, which add a second string to your bow. So psychology, law, human services and forensic science are all popular double degrees. And if you're looking at particular career paths, those double degrees might be better suited to them. So for example, if you want to be a criminal lawyer, obviously the double degree with law is going to be handy. If you want to be a prosecutor, that might be handy. If you want to work with people at risk, the double degree with human services, or young people, that might be handy. The double degree with psychology is very popular with corrections, people working in that area, and forensic science, the double degree with forensic science is obviously tailored towards people who want to go down that path. Our programs are available now at the Gold Coast, Mount Gravatt and online. So you'll study a range of different courses, and I won't go through them all. Those ones that are up there are all core courses that everybody has to study in our program. And we do that to make sure that you've got all of the basics covered in all of the different areas before you go on and specialise in areas that suit your particular interests and your particular career aspirations. You can also take elective courses in a range of different areas, and this is where you get to shape your degree to what particularly interests you. So one person may be interested in policing as a career, and obviously they're going to take the courses that are more suited to policing. Another person might be more interested in working with offenders, and they're going to take a different range of electives. So you have that ability to specialise and to shape your degree to suit your career objectives and where you want to be at the end of your 3 years, 4 years or 5 years of study. And where is that? Well, as I said at the beginning, there's no one particular career path that a criminology and criminal justice degree necessarily leads you to. One of the great strengths of our degree is its incredible breadth and flexibility. And our graduates have ended up in all sorts of places, some of which we never even thought about when we designed the degree, when the degree was designed. And you'll hear from some of them tonight. But there are a few places, obviously, which are bigger employers than others of our graduates. So police and corrective services are probably the biggest areas in terms of employing graduates in criminology and criminal justice. But in both of those there are a number of sub-areas. So in policing, obviously there's the frontline operational roles, but there are also civilian roles in policing that some of our graduates go into, in research, analysis, policy making, those types of areas. Corrective services have two main areas, custodial, but also community probation and parole, and a lot of our graduates go in particular into that second area. Justice departments, local governments, crime prevention is a really big area, so lots of local governments are now employing crime prevention officers, and that's an area of growth into the future. Customs, intelligence and security services have been rapidly expanding around Australia since 9/11. They are also employers of our graduates. Youth justice and social services are another big employer area. So I won't go through the entire list, but you can see what you have there is a lot of different opportunities. And what we really encourage our students to do is to make sure that they tailor their degree program to suit what they want to do at the end. So if you want to be a police officer, then there are certain courses that we'll recommend that you take, because that will give you the best possible grounding, knowledge, experience and skills to go into that particular occupation. Criminology is something else, we'll then recommend other sets of courses. We also encourage our students to think a bit broadly, because you might just not get into your first choice. So it's really important to think about having a second or third string to your bow, so that if you don't get into that one particular career that you've always wanted to get into, you can still get a job somewhere that's suited to your degree, that uses your degree skills, because it's a foot in the door, and once you've got that job, it's often much easier to apply to get into the job that you really want from that position rather than from a position of unemployment. So we really encourage people to think about this as they're doing their degree. So here comes the heavy sell. I studied criminology and criminal justice at Griffith University. We're the only dedicated criminology school in South East Queensland, the only one backed by world-class research. We're now the second largest criminology school anywhere in the world. What that means is that we offer a lot of diversity and a lot of choice. If you study criminology elsewhere in South East Queensland, you'll have quite narrow choices about what you can do. We offer a lot of breadth, a lot of depth, and that's the advantage that comes with size. Because we've grown very quickly, we've grown by recruiting some of the best academics from all around the world. So some of the people who will teach you, and I'm sure the students who are currently here can attest to this, are really world-leading teachers and researchers who can give you cutting-edge knowledge, and we're highly ranked among leaders in this area. We also offer a lot of opportunities for our students, and again, some of the current students here tonight and some of our former students who've come back to talk to you as graduates might be able to talk about some of those opportunities. Again, I won't go through all of these. Probably one of the most important ones is the opportunity to do an internship in your third year, in your final semester. We call it professional practice. That's the opportunity to go out and work in a professional organisation on a real world project for 1 day a week for a semester, to gain some really relevant experience, to develop a professional network, hopefully to find somebody who will be a referee for you on job applications, occasionally even to get a job after the completion of your internship. That's not unusual, it does happen from time to time. So really strong point, but we offer a whole range of other services as well, and a little later on you'll hear from one of our current students talking about some of those things. I think our other strength is where we don't sit isolated in a university. We have really strong links with some of our industry stakeholders, some of the professions that we work with very closely. We have the location of Australia's only Centre of Excellence in Policing and Security, which has buy-in from police all around Australia, has a police officer permanently stationed at our campus, working with our researchers and our teachers. Many of the tutors who teach into our courses come from professional backgrounds. We have some serving police, some serving correctional officers, some serving prosecutors teaching our students. We have close links with Queensland Corrections and a range of other employer organisations. So we're not isolated. We don't just regard our job as being teaching you and then leaving you on your own. We're very keen to introduce our students to these networks. And I really encourage all the existing students who are in the audience tonight to make the most of that before the end of their degree, because these are the things that will set you apart when you go out to get a job at the end of your program. So I'm not going to keep on going. I'm going to say, if you want to learn more, if you've got any questions about our program or about our school, there will be an opportunity after the end of the formal program tonight for you to come outside and have a chat to me or any of the other talkers or any of the other students. Our website address is up there. You're most welcome to have a look at the website. It's got all of our contact details, so you can always make contact with us at any time if you have any other questions.